follow. A little more conservative here. Okay. I'm Ginny Brannon, and I head up the Division of Reclamation, Mining, and Safety at the Colorado Department of Natural Resources. Our division regulates mining in Colorado, and we also clean up old mining sites. Mining laws weren't passed until 1977. And at that time, we inherited over 20,000 abandoned mine sites, and so we go and clean them up. And so I want to talk about what the state's doing with youth in the outdoors and careers in natural resources, and then talk about some about what our division's doing. The state of Colorado, in the state address, the governor announced Colorado the Beautiful. And at least initially, Colorado the Beautiful has two primary components. One is biking. And I don't know if you know this, but a couple years ago, Colorado was nominated by all of our sister states as the #1 biking city in the country, which is huge because we were up against Portland, which is a big biking city. The other component is trails. Believe it or not, we do not have a statewide trails map. It's crazy. You can look at certain maps, but if you go to REI, you can't look at one big overall map. We're going to put that together and we're going to have an app for it. So that should be very cool. As a component to that, we have the Rocky Mountain Greenway. And the Rocky Mountain Greenway is a trail and greenway network system that's going to go from Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge to Rocky Flats National Wildlife Refuge, through Two Ponds National Wildlife Refuge, and up to Rocky Mountain National Park. We are almost there on the refuge to refuge connection. We just have a few miles to go. The Department of Transportation ponied up a few million, and that is getting us to the design stage, and then we'll be shovel ready. So it's an exciting project. And it's about getting youth in the outdoors, getting inner city kids access to the outdoors. You know, not everybody in Colorado goes skiing on Saturdays. You know, there's a lot of inner city kids who don't go to the mountains. They don't have access to the mountains. They don't have transportation. They don't have a way to get there. Their parents can't afford the gas. So this is basically wilderness in the city, and trails and exercise and access right in the city, and then ultimately extending up to the National Wildlife Refuge. Let me talk a little bit about just what my division is doing as an example of what our department overall is doing. At the Division of Reclamation, Mining, and Safety, we have two primary tracks. One is careers in natural resources, and the other is youth in the outdoors. For example, on youth in the outdoors, we are contracting with Mile High Youth Corps to actually do one of our reclamation projects. I mean, they literally will be our contractor. And we're going to pay these kids, and they're young adults, they're in their 20s. We're going to pay them $20,000, and they are going to go up to the London View Mine in South Park, and they are going to camp there for a week, plant 2,000 trees, clean it up, remove tailing piles from an old historic silver mine. That's one of our many initiatives. Colorado Parks and Wildlife partners with Youth Corps on a number of initiatives. And so that's part of our Getting Youth in the Outdoors. Careers in Natural Resources. We are partnering with Arupa Jesuit High School in Highlands. And we are going to hire a team of their students for a full academic year. We are going to pay them $25,000, and for an academic year, we're going to get a team of 4. And we'll get one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they alternate, and then they take turns on Friday. And they do this for the full year. They are expected to work in a professional environment the entire year. These kids, these sort of collection of schools around the country were started by a group of priests, and the first one was in inner city Chicago. These kids, 90% of them, are the first to ever apply, in their families to ever apply to college. 50% of them are the first in their family to graduate from high school. 100% of them are admitted to college, and 70% of them graduate. It is a tremendous opportunity for these kids, and businesses all over the city are hired. Anything from Citicorp to Davis, Graham & Stubbs, law firms, and so forth. But for us, it'll be not only a way to hire these kids, but also to introduce them to natural resources and show them what kinds of careers there are in natural resources. It's also part of our minority outreach initiative, because these students are about 99% Hispanic. So that's an example. Colorado Parks and Wildlife is thinking about taking on a team. In fact, Their division director, Bob Broshine, and I are going to go to Ribbit-Jesuit on Monday. Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission takes a team, so that's 3 teams right there that our department's taking on, and maybe more to follow. So it's so important to introduce kids that there are any number of careers in natural resources and the environment. And that's the key, is access, information, and education is what we need to make these connections so that there is ownership for future generations for the environment upon which we all depend. Thanks.